300 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god, enjoy the video.
Madness. This is Sparta!
What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your MattOshea Milotic and your local league format enthusiast. Today, we are finally here. It is the final type. After almost a year of doing top 6 types, I am finally here at the last type we're covering, the top 10 dragon types. There are so many good dragons that I had to do 10 of them, just compared to the 6 that we usually do for other Pokemon. I think I did 10 for flying types, but I could be wrong. But anyways, these are the best dragon types in the draft league format. There's honestly, to me, there's no debate. Well, I mean, there's a debate on a couple of them, but I have a lot of appreciation and a lot of love for each of them. I'm actually gonna take a look real quick at my list and see, have I used all of them? Yeah, I have used every single one of these dragons, and I think I only didn't like using one. All the other ones I was happy with. I was excited to use it. No, actually two. Two I was like, but yeah, anyways. So let's just get into the top 10 list. But before I do, make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the top 10 list, if you enjoy league format battles, draft league discussions, whatever it may be, Pokemon content in general. I am your guy. I am your go-to guy for that kind of stuff. Also make sure to hit the like button, guys, because remember, if we hit 35 likes on each of the top 6 videos for the types, I'll release my top 10 Mega Evolutions as soon as possible. It might not be next week because I have exams, but the week after it will probably be. Just make sure you hit the like button, guys. That's the best thing for you to do. And also make sure to check out the description below as well, because in the description we have the link to not only my Discord server, the Ocean, but the Ocean League application. Yes, I am starting up my own league. There's 3 divisions for it. We have over 75 applicants already, so make sure to get your applications in. Applications close on April 30th. So without further ado, guys, let's just get into it. So again, just before we do get started though, this list is based off of my opinion. So if you disagree, make sure to let me know why in the comment section below. Let me know what your top 10 dragon types would be and why as well. We'll have a nice civil discussion down there. And yeah, I'm very interactive with you guys in the comment section below. I really try to be. So the best way for you guys to talk to me is to talk to me in the what is it called? Just in the comment section or in the Ocean League Discord server. So without further ado, guys, let's get started with number 10. At number 10, we have Kommo-o. I love this thing. Even in regular Sun and Moon, when this thing was announced, I was like, oh my god, this thing's gonna be so strong. It's gonna be the next Garchomp compared to Gen 4. Because we all know how good Garchomp was in Gen 4. That thing was busted. But I think this thing's gonna be even better. But I was wrong. It kind of sucked in regular Sun and Moon because it was 4 times weak to Fairy, its best fighting stat was Sky Uppercut, and its stats were just like, eh. But now that it has all these great moves, it gets close combat now, you get Drain Punch, you get access to a ton of other amazing options, including Stealth Rocks, by the way, for support. You can really build an amazing Kommo-o set every single week. And if you guys saw me playing the P4G Next Generation, you'll know how much I love this thing, how much I relied on it. The best part about it though is that you can use it physically, offensively, especially offensively, or defensively in either capacity, just because it has so much utility to it. An Assault Vest set is amazing. It's got base 105 special defense with 75 HP, which isn't that bad for a bulky Pokemon, especially when paired with the Assault Vest. You get Recovery and Drain Punch for that Assault Vest set, which is kind of nice. And at the same time, you got 2 nice abilities in Bulletproof and Soundproof. Of course, Bulletproof making it immune to moves like Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball. Soundproof making you immune to sound-based moves. Just be careful because you are going to be immune to your own Heal Bell. So yeah, but you also get Overcoat, which is kind of nice if you're running up against a Hail team or you're running up against like a Pokemon with Spore or something. But yeah, look, Kommo-o is amazing at what it does. It's so fantastic overall. My favorite set is a Dragon Dance set, of course. I wouldn't even be surprised if I ran Dragon Dance with the special set, just because boosting that 85 base 85 speed stat is so important and so useful. So you just gotta be smart with what Kommo-o set you're running. Just be careful around fairies, of course. Flying types kind of give you a bit of an issue too because you are a fighting type. But this thing hits so hard with your base 110 attack. You pair that with a Life Orb or an Expert Belt or even a Choice Scarf or Choice Band, you're going to be doing a ton of damage. And of course, just Clangorous Soul Blaze. If you don't know what that is, it's Kommo-o's signature Z move. It gives you a boost to +1 in all your stats, and it does damage, which is insane. It's banned in pretty much all leagues, so don't be surprised if you can't use it. But yeah, Kommo-o is completely powerful, and if you can use it well, if you can pair with a good Fairy Resist, then you're great. You're in for a really good situation. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Kommo-o. If you agree, let me know in the comment section below. At number 9, we have Goodra. This is one of the Pokemon I was talking about by saying I liked it, but it wasn't like, wow, oh my god, it's so good. To me, it just felt a little bit underwhelming because of its attack stats were kind of low, base 100 and base 110. But then you guys must be saying, but Matt, Kommo-o has base 110 attack and 100 special attack. Why don't you not like that guy? Well, the issue with Goodra is that it doesn't have any form of setup in terms of like Swords Dance or Nasty Plot. Doesn't get Swords Dance, right? Yeah, it doesn't get Swords Dance. So you're kind of stuck running with like Curse as your setup option, which isn't that great. But you do have a ton of really great coverage options. You get like Earthquake, you get your Dragon moves, of course. You get your Fire moves on physical and special side. Physical and special fighting moves. You get Ice Beam as well, Power, which is nice. You get Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave for those stereotypes. Thunderbolt and Thunder Punch, which is awesome. Look, my favorite Goodra set by far is a Rest, Curse, Rain Dance set with just whatever attacking move you need, because you'll get your boost from Curse, you'll be able to rest off the damage and be able to get rid of the sleep right away with your hydration ability. But you get two other really good abilities as well. One being Sap Sipper, giving you an immunity to grass type moves. Leech Seed is always a pain to deal with, so having a Sap Sipper Pokemon, getting that +1 in attack is really nice and really useful. But then you have Gooey, which can honestly save you a game or two depending on your matchup every week. If your only answer to a Mega Lopunny, for example, is to make sure that you get it hit with a Gooey and then outspeed it with something else, then that's your only answer for it, and it might work. So yeah, guys, look, Goodra is phenomenal at what it does, and that's just basically sponge special hits extremely well and fire back powerful moves and just eat everything. This thing is so fat, so thick. I just wish it got some form of speed setup or attack setup. But what can you do, guys? Best items for this thing would probably be Assault Vest, a Light Orb is nice, and a Z move, of course. Most of the dragons are really good with Z moves. At number 8, I have this Pokemon really low on my list compared to what other people may have it as. That's just me, guys. I'm using it in the PPL D2 right now, and this is Garchomp. Garchomp is amazing, but it's my number 8. That's just because all the other dragons are so much better. My biggest reason for why it's number 8 and not higher is because it doesn't get Dragon Dance. And that's a common theme. This Pokemon does not get Dragon Dance, and I hate it. Why? It's a Garchomp. It should get Dragon Dance. But I understand it. If you gave Garchomp Dragon Dance, it would be way too busted. You got 108 HP, which is super bulky, 95 special defense, which is still really bulky, and 95 defense and 85 special defense. That's still pretty bulky. But when you pair it with 102 speed, you're outspeeding all the base 100s, and you get your Dragon Dance off, so you outspeed Scarf base 100s. You can pair with a Yachi Berry, so even its ice weakness gets kind of like nullified a bit, and you just have so much power behind your 130 base attack stat. Like, this thing is extremely powerful at what it does. One of the best answers to it is like Skarmory, and it still doesn't appreciate taking a Fire Blast from a Garchomp, or even a +2 Fire Fang from a Garchomp, because you do get Sword Dance. Look, overall Garchomp is an amazing Pokemon. Overall, it does a ton of great things. It can be a good physical defensive wall because of Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet with leftovers. It can be an amazing support Pokemon with your Stealth Rock, and because you can spread Toxics really easily, you're really effective at making sure that your opponent can't just set up all over you, because you do hit so hard even without any investments. Unfortunately, you don't get Taunt, which kind of sucks because you'd be one of the fastest taunters in the game, but you have a really wide variety of coverage moves, including moves like Surf and Aqua Tail. You have your Brick Breaks, you have, I believe you get Superpower, right? Just double check. No, you don't get Superpower, that's my bad. But you get your Dragon Claw, your Draco Meteor, your Crunch, you have access to Earthquake and Earth Power, Fire Fang and Fire Blast, like I said before, and I mean, your setup moves like Home Claws and Sword Dance can be kind of useful depending on what set you're running. You do get Poison Jab and Iron Head for those stereotypes that are kind of problematic, and Stone Edge for those ice types, but at the end of the day, Garchomp is just so strong, and it's so easy to build a team around it that supports it well, because Ice type, yeah, it's a very common, like, super effective typing, and oh my god, I see a beaver. There's a beaver outside my house. What the hell? That's insane. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Anyway, so we have a ton of great offensive coverage options for Garchomp, and just the fact that ice types are resisted by water, and resisted by steel, it really makes it effective. Really makes it possible for you to make an effective Garchomp set every single week. Looking at the abilities, you have Sandveil, which is kind of like bad, and then Rough Skin, which is also kind of like depending on the matchup. But if you got something like Adaptability, or like, I don't know, something like Huge Power, can you imagine that? Huge Power Garchomp, Jesus. Anyways, Garchomp is phenomenal. My favorite sets would have to be a Choice Scarf set for sure. Yachi Berry is an amazing item as well for Garchomp. And then probably, of course, again, like I said, dragons all love Z moves. Z move Garchomp is also incredible. Moving on though to number 7, we have a Pokemon that I really liked. I really thought I would love using. And I don't think it was like, wow, oh my god, it's so good. But it's the one I have the least extensive use with, and that is Hydreigon. But I've gone up against it so many times, and Hydreigon always seems to be a problem for me because of its ridiculous 125 special attack stat paired with a 105 attack stat, by the way. It's not like Garchomp where it has 130 in its main attack stat, but then only 80 in its other stat. But you could really run a mixed Hydreigon set to a lot of success. But the best part about it is that it does get recovery and roost. You also get U-turn in Hydreigon. You also get Defog. You have Levitate, which is immunity, which is just incredible. And to top it off, you have really bulky stats all around. 92 HP, 90 defense, and 90 special defense is nothing to laugh at, especially if your opponent doesn't have a really good, reliable fairy type. And you do, at the end of the day, get Flash Cannon. You do also get Iron Tail, I believe. Yep, and you don't get any poison type moves as far as I know. Yeah, your poison type moves is Belch, but like, unless you're running Z Belch, you're going to be doing very little damage. Anyways, but look, Hydreigon can be run physical or special. You get moves like Acrobatics, Aqua Tail, Crunch, Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, no Dragon Claw, which kind of sucks, but I mean, you're going to be smacking them with mitts, like other faces. So really kind of pointless. But you do get moves like Fire Fang and Flamethrower, Fire Blast as well, Flash Can, like I said before, Focus Blast and Superpower. You have Ice Fang, which is kind of useful, I guess, if you're going up against Hydreigon, or not Hydreigon, a Garchomp, and you're fearing them running the Hobbenberry or something. But you do get moves like Roar, which is awesome. Signal Beam is useful for those other dark types, those psychic types, even those grass types that you might think you need to have the coverage for. At the end of the day, Hydreigon is so good supportive. You heard me say before, it has U-Turn, Roost, Defog. You also get Tailwind, Taunt, and Thunder Wave. That's incredibly useful for you. Look, Hydreigon is probably one of the most supporting Dragon-type Pokemon out there, and it's not even thought of as a supporting Pokemon. Best items for it, I would definitely say the Roselli Berry, which is the berry for reducing Fairy-type attacks, just because this thing is 4 times weak to Fairy. I would also say Choice Scarf is awesome, and the Life Orb. Life Orb, again, amazing, and of course, the Z move. The Z crystals are great on Hydreigon. At number 6, we have Latias, and Latias is pretty damn good. I've used it a lot. I've used it more so than I think any of the other dragons on this list. I've used it, I think, 3-4 times maybe, and it never really disappoints. The one thing I have against it is that its 110 special attack really seems like less. It's less bulky than Goodra because, I mean, Goodra has base 90 HP and base 150 special defense, while Latias has only base 80 HP and base 130 special defense, so it's 20-point drop off in special defense and 10-point drop off in HP, but you do get access to Roost, you do get access to moves like Reflect type to change your typing to something a bit more advantageous to you, and you do get access to moves like Tailwind, like, what is it called, Healing Wish, to be able to be really supportive for your team. And look, that's just the fact that you get Defog as well is super useful. You're another Levitator, so being immune to ground types is really useful. And overall, Latias has a ton of great utility options. My favorite part about this thing, though, is that it does get Store Power. Store Power is probably my favorite set on this thing. It also gets Trick, which is really useful as well. Just look, Latias has a ton of great options. Its speed at 110 is great. It's the fastest dragon we've covered so far. And overall, there's really nothing it can't do except for like hit from the physical side, and that's because it doesn't get Dragon Dance like its counterpart Latios, who, believe me, we'll be covering in a bit. But yeah, you do get a ton of other great physical moves. You do get Earthquakes, though, which is pretty useful. So if you are going up against a Heatran, which is a very nice wall to the Latias, Heatran will be able to Heatran will be able to wall you, and Earthquake will be able to obliterate that Heatran. You get Energy Ball and Grass Knot. You have access to your Dragon Stab, your Psychic Stab, of course. You have Ice Beam, which is useful. You have Light Screen and Reflect. You can run Recover and Roost if you really want to be that guy and have, instead of 16 PP, 32 for your recovery. But you have Roar, Roost, you have Shadow Ball, which is nice. Sucker Punch, by the way, if, in case you didn't know that, which is awesome. You have T-Wave and Tailwind, of course. And I just wish this thing got Taunt, but of course it doesn't. But yeah, look, another amazing part about this thing is that it does get Wish, so you have a very reliable Wish passer with Latias. And most people assume that only fairies get Wish, pretty much, and that's like a fair assumption, I guess, but at the same time, Latias makes a lot of plays happen for your team. It really supports your team well, and at the end of the day, you can really surprise your opponent with a Scarf Latias or a Specs Latias, trick them the item, or just start obliterating things with your powerful stab options. Draco Meteor from a Latias, even though it's base 110 and doesn't feel like it's base 110, it still hits so hard, so just be ready for that. And yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on Latias. Let's move on to number 5. At number 5, we have a Pokemon that has literally swept me too many times for me to count. We have Salamence. Now, Salamence is in the same mold as Garchomp. If it did not get Dragon Dance, it would be very low on my list, but the fact that it does get Dragon Dance and has 2 amazing abilities in Intimidate and Moxie makes this thing all the way into my top 5. Just the fact that you have access to Recovery, Dragon Dance, you have Defog as well, which is awesome, and your abilities allow you to be defensive with Intimidate or just start your sweep right away with Moxie. It's just so impressive. Your coverage is also pretty great too. You have access to moves like Aqua Tail, Brick Break, Crunch, you have Hydro Pump, by the way. You have to be a Bagon, I think it's a Bagon, it's Egg move if I'm not mistaken. But you have Draco Meteor from the special side. You also have Dragon Claw as well, so you're not running Outrage. And at the same time, your attack stat is the highest offensive stat we've seen so far at base 135, and you also have base 110 special attack, and your bulk isn't even that bad at base 80 because you have Intimidate. So this thing it's just an amazing fighting type check, especially if they're not running rock moves or Ice Punch or whatever it is. But look, let's continue on with its coverage, because I kind of just like interrupted halfway through there. But you have fire type moves with Fire Blast, Fire Fang, Flamethrower. You have Earthquake. You have access to Hydro Pump, like I said. You have access to moves like Rock Slide. You have Roost, Shadow Claw, Stone Edge. Tailwind is awesome, and this is another dragon type with Wish. And being base 95 HP, that's still pretty bulky to provide you with nice wishes. It's 15 points more than Latias, and you can fire off those bad wishes. The only issue with this thing is that it is weak to Stealth Rocks. That is kind of an issue. It is, I believe, is it the only Pokemon on my list that's weak to Stealth Rocks? No, it's not. It's not the only Pokemon on my list that's weak to Stealth Rocks, but it's just incredibly powerful overall. Best items for it, for sure, Choice Scarf, because you're running your Choice Scarf Moxie set. You don't even need the Dragon Dance boost after that. You just start snowballing there. It's like a not Moxie, it's like a Beast boost there, a mini Beast boost. But then you also have your Yachi Berry. Of course, you need the Yachi Berry, which is kind of useful. And then you also have your Z move, because if you get up a Dragon Dance and you go for a Z Outrage, good lord, find something that's not a fairy that's living that hit. Like, wow. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Salamence. It's an extremely powerful Pokemon. If you are fortunate enough to try it out, definitely go for it. It's so strong, and I definitely think you guys should give it a shot. At number 4, we have a Pokemon that I've used, I believe, once before, but I'm going to be using it again shortly, and that is Latios. Latios has so much power and potential. Good lord, oh my god. 110 speed, amazing. You got 90 attack, which is better than Latias's. Then you also have 130 special attack, which is great. Your bulkhead base 110 special defense is good enough, and your defensive bulkhead base 80 is also good enough. But you also get moves like Roost, like Defog, which is amazing. You have Memento for support. But then where Latios really makes itself is in the offensive department. You have Dragon Dance, you have Calm Mind, so right there you can be setting up physically and specially. You don't even need to be physical to run Dragon Dance. You can just run it for the speed and then be able to switch your moves. That's just so deadly. But then you have moves like Earthquake, you have Energy Ball, you have access to Ice Beam, you have, like I said, your Dragon Claw and your Draco Meteor. You then have your Psychic Stab and Psychic Side Shot and Send Headbutt. You have Recover and Roost, there we go. You have Roar, you have Shadow Ball and Shadow Claw, which is nice. Surf, Tailwind as well. Thunder Wave, Trick, like I said before for Latias. It's got a lot of the same moves as Latias, but it's just, there's a few differences. And yeah, look, I think Latios is just, look, Latios is definitely the better one for me. The power is right there, and you can still run it defensively if you know what you're doing. And yeah, anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Latios. Let's move on, though, into the top 3. At number 3, we have Zygarde 50%, Zysnake as we call it. The reason why this thing can't be higher up my list, and I really want to put it lower honestly, was because of its ability. Aura Break is just useless, and Power Construct, you're never going to use that in regular format because Zygarde 100% is just completely busted. Anyways, this thing is just incredible overall. Its attack stat leaves a lot to be desired at base 100. Its speed stat leaves a lot to be desired at base 95. But with 108 HP, 121 defense, and 95 special defense, you're one of the bulkiest dragons out there. You don't get recovery and Roost or anything like that, or recover, but you can live hits really effectively. A sub coil set is so strong. A sub Dragon Dance, Toxic, Protect set, or whatever it is, just whatever this, like the 3 support moves and then Toxic with like 1000 waves. The trapping set is insane. If you guys saw my week 9 IBL battle, you'll know about that. But look, Zygarde is just phenomenal at everything it does. It can be physical, it can be special. It's got amazing options on both sides. You got Break, you got Core Enforcer on the special side. It's a 100 base power Dragon type move with 100% accuracy that is special and with 16 PP. Not like Draco Meteor, which is only 8 PP and lowers your special attack stat. But you also get Draco Meteor if you want to be that guy. You get Crunch, you get your Dragon Claw, sorry, not your Dragon Claw, your Outrage, your Dragon Dance, you get Dragon Tail, Earth Power, Earthquake, Extreme Speed. But then the cream of the crop, the best part about it, 1000 waves, 1000 arrows. One of them traps, the other one hits flying type moves. Both are ground type attacks, and it's just, God, oh my god, just someone find a way to beat this thing effectively and consistently without it being Tangrowth. That's all I'm saying, because Tangrowth isn't even that good at it because of the trapping set. So yeah, guys, look, Zygarde has a ton of amazing options. My favorite sets would have to be for sure the Yache Berry set with your Dragon Dance, or you gotta run the Leftovers for your subset, or of course the Z move set just to obliterate things. Anyways, guys, that's Zygarde. If you think this thing should be higher, let me know why. But I mean, these two to me, the next two are definitely things that I think should either be going number 1 in a draft or maybe even number 2, depending on your pick. At number 2, we have probably my favorite looking dragon in the entire group, and that is Kyurem-Black. This was the Pokemon that I used in my first ever league game, ever, and it just did not disappoint from day 1. And here we are, like 2 years later, plus even, that I've just been playing with this thing and just been really confident using it. I've loved it, everything about it. Dragon Ice is a phenomenal offensive typing. You also have great options for defense. You got 125 HP, 100 defense. That's the bulkiest thing defensively on this list. You then also have 90 special defense, but wait, it gets better, because you have access to Roost as well, and that just adds so much more to this thing. Unfortunately, no Dragon Dance or Swords Dance like the other Pokemon that really get a good setup, but you have Home Claws, I guess, so that could be kind of useful. But other than that, guys, your special attack stat base 120 is okay base 120. Speed stat 95, not bad, but 170 attack? Are you kidding me? 170 attack? Why? Why did Game Freak make something that powerful and strong? 170 attack, that's insane. But the one downside this thing has, the only reason it is not number 1 on my list is because it doesn't have a good physical ice move. That's also the only reason it's not banned, by the way. This Pokemon is phenomenal all around. In my eyes, it definitely deserves to be in your consideration for a top pick in the draft. It doesn't matter if you have your Lele's, your Magearnas, your what is it, Hoopayus. This thing is so strong everywhere. It can be physical, it can be special. Scarf is great, Banded, Life Orb, Leftovers, your Chocolate Berry for those fighting type hits. I love this thing. Terrorbolt is basically Mold Breaker, but like just a fancy name. Overall, it's a move pool. You got really good moves. I said Roost before. You have Dragon Claw and Draco Meteor from the special side. You actually have Earth Power. You have Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, Fusion Bolt because you're Kyurem-Black, because you're merging with Zekrom. You also have Ice Beam for your special ice move. That's basically your best option. You have Iron Head. You have Light Screen and Reflect just for support, by the way. You have Psychic as well. Rock Slide, Shadow Ball, Shadow Claw as well. Toxic, Stone Edge, Substitute is just scary. Look, just I don't think you understand how much we underappreciate how good Kyurem-Black is. It's got 170 attack, for God's sake. Like come on. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for Kyurem-Black. Best items, Assault Vest, Leftovers, Z-Move. That's just my eyes. You don't even need the boosting item from the Life Orb, really. Assault Vest lets you take hits from electric types and kind of wall them pretty well. And even if you don't have the Assault Vest, you can just run Roost and really take a ton of hits from electric types. I completely shut down a Mega Electric with my Kyurem-Black once. And I think you guys should definitely try and run Kyurem-Black in a support role more often than you do right now. And here we are at number 1. And you might be asking, what's better than Kyurem-Black? What dragon is better than Kyurem-Black? Well, I mean, to me, it's Naganadel. I mean, duh, this thing is completely busted. It's so scary. I was very close to not allowing it on my list just because it's so good. But then I was thinking, I've used it before in a league, and other people will use it again in leagues that don't necessarily allow other completely broken Pokemon. But yeah, look, just Naganadel has so many weird, wacky sets to it. I won't even say that actually. It's got like one set. It's got the Nasty Plot with 3 attack set with basically your speed boosting nature and your speed boosting beast boost, and with your Z move. That's all you really need, and it does it so well. It's just incredible. Its stats overall, you look at them, you got 73 in attack, HP, defense, and special defense, 127 HP, and 121 speed. Those stats are pretty much perfect for a glass cannon special sweeper, and to me, this thing is just so good. It does its job, this one job, better than any Pokemon in the game, in the format. And because of that, it's gotta be high up on my list. And then added on to that, I led the league in kills with it. I was one of the league leaders in kills with this thing. And it's just so threatening. Oh my god. I really can't express to you how good this thing can be, especially if you pair with the right Pokemon. If you give it a good ground resist, a ground immunity, if you give it a good psychic immunity, a good dark type basically, and if you give it a good, what am I looking at, what's the other type I'm looking at, dragon immunity, a good fairy, you should be really good to go in terms of beating any team down with a Naganadel. It does get U-turn, by the way. I know people say, oh, it gets walled by AV T-Tar. You get U-turn, and if you can U-turn out on that when they switch in, then you're going to be good to go and basically start sweeping your opponent when that T-Tar goes down. If you pair this thing with Dugtrio, wow. In the P4G Next Generation Freelander, he made the playoffs. He actually used Naganadel with Dugtrio, and that was just scary. So just make sure you guys try out this thing if you get the chance. If you get the chance to try out this Pokemon, use it before it gets banned. You have moves like Air Slash, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse. You have access to Dragon Pulse as well if you want to be that guy to not lose out on your special attack stat. You also have Fire Blast and Flamethrower for the fire moves. You then have your Signal Beam, which is kind of nice, Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt as well. Tailwind is great. Like, look, my favorite set that I ran was a Fell Slinger physical set, because Fell Slinger you get a +3 boost in your attack getting a KO with Fell Slinger. It's base 50, which isn't that bad. And if you get your boost in the attack stat and you get your boost in speed from your beast boost, then I mean, oh boy, that's scary. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on Naganadel. These are my top 10 Dragon type Pokemon in the Draft League format. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. Also hit the subscribe button and like the video as well. If you guys have any suggestions for future list videos, leave them in the comment section below. I have a list of like 65 list topics. I'm not even kidding about that. Just on my laptop, just ready to go. I just gotta find the time to do them. And in the summer, hopefully it's the summer of lists for you guys. Anyways, guys, again, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe as well. Share the video with your friends as well, and let me know why you think I'm right or why you think I'm wrong, and what your favorite Dragon type Pokemon would be as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.